not surprised when I sent you this. I'm not surprised that you use it. Yeah. It's right up your alley.
Pretty much.
Okay, go ahead.
It's statistics. It's D&D. It's false BS. It's perfect. All right, we're back again, and we're back with a Brick House Maduro. With it, the 1792 Foolproof.
Love the 1792.
Thanks for tuning into Cigars, Liquor, and More as we join our buddies Bill.
Howdy.
And our other brother Daryl.
Smoke up, Johnny.
Chilling through 2022. Broadcasting from our studio speakeasy as they talk about cigars, liquor, and anything else that comes to mind.
All right. Okay. So this Brick House Maduro is a 6x52 with the Brazilian Arapricha? Paraca? No,
You've tried to say that before.
Paraca? No, it's probably Arapricha. Arapricha Maduro wrapper, Nicaraguan fillers and binders. MSRP is $7. The 1792 foolproof bottle is 125 proof and has an MSRP of $50. And one of my favorite bottles. I do really like the 1792. It's my go-to for fruity. When I like a little fruity, I like the 1792.
Definitely, especially the cast. So tech support is saying Araprica.
It is Paraca, not Parisha. Okay. Brazilian Araprica Maduro wrapper. Booyah.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Well, cold draw is interesting. It's kind of spicy, but not on the tongue. It's a spicy, smell.
Interesting.
Yeah. See, I like that. I like that. Let's see how that turns out. I'm going to light it up.
Yeah, light her up. I'm already going. Let me kind of
give it a roll.
It around, yeah. Other way. I'll figure it out one of these days. Be told enough. Nice wrapper. It's got texture to it, kind of like that. And of course the bottle 1792. And we come around and we've got the foolproof. And I love that cap. A nice, shiny.
Yeah. Big. You're not good. You can get a handle on that.
Oh yeah. Put that on a handle. Ooh.
Every time I break up a brick house, this song immediately comes to my head. I can't help it.
Same here.
I'm sure everyone does.
Oh yeah.
Everyone. Everybody.
Oh yeah, the Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
Muppets from Space. The intro to that is Brick House.
Is it?
Yeah,
I didn't remember that.
It's awesome. Yeah, I think it's their best intro ever.
All right.
So check that out, Muppets from Space intro.
I remember the Muppets being awesome. I kind of miss them.
I liked them.
They had good stuff.
I liked them a lot. Yeah.
I mean, not every movie was great, but
my favorite,
most of them were.
My favorite were Statler and Waldorf.
Oh, yeah. Oddly, when I was a kid, my favorite was Thing, but then it became Statler and Waldorf by the time I was a teenager.
Yeah. My next favorite is Animal.
Oh, I meant Animal, not Thing. Animal. The drummer.
The drummer.
I don't know why I said Thing.
Yeah.
Animal, and then it became Statler and Waldorf. Yeah. Oh, and the Swedish Chef then was probably my third.
Yeah, it's kind of...
No?
Yeah.
Who's your third?
I don't know that I really had a third.
Tell me it wasn't the Majors. It was not Kermit. It was not Miss Piggy, and it was not Gonzo.
No.
Thank God.
No.
I thought we were going to break up.
Okay, so if I had to do a third, it would probably be Fozzie.
Fozzie, nice.
Yeah.
Yes, Fozzie's good.
Yeah, because
good piano player. Good. I mean, good happy guy.
Huh?
Oh, that's Rolf.
Yeah.
Fozzie Bear, I thought was the piano
Fozzie
player.
was the comedian.
Oh, okay.
He tried to do the comedy.
Okay.
I thought it was funny, but it wasn't. It was kind of,
Dad jokes.
unintentionally funny. Yeah.
Rolf was a dog.
Okay. So I like the
and-
piano player.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And in the movies, I also liked the shrimp.
Pepe, the king
Yeah,
wait a minute, you
Pepe.
mean the prawn?
Prawn, yeah, prawn.
He was very clear about that.
Yeah.
I'm not a shrimp.
I'm a king prawn. Yeah.
Well, I love the nose on this. I've been sniffing it while
I've been chatting.
Yeah. This is a great nose. Like I said, my go-to for
Really
fruity.
is. Really is.
Oh, and the 125,
You pick up.
it's hot. And it has to be hot. It's 125. But it's not so hot that you go, oh, that's too hot. You go, how'd they do that? How'd they make it so pleasant at 125? It's awesome.
There is no way that you can go wrong with any 1792 on your shelf.
That's true.
None.
Yeah, plus the full proof's 50 and the, everyday bottles 27 or something like that. I mean, what a win. Total win. Fruity. If I remember right, good old fashioned.
Yeah, it does make a good old fashioned.
Well, we're not doing that today.
I don't think we're doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just, I don't, not feeling like moving. I'm good right where I am.
So me and the wife just got through doing Texas State IDPA.
Cool.
We didn't rank high, of course, but we did participate. We volunteered because our home club, CCIDPA, was hosting the event. So it was here. It was held locally. We went to it. We volunteered, and so we got to shoot with the staff on staff day, and then we ran basically a taxi service because it's this place has 13 bays, 12 of which were used for competition. One was used for calibration.
What was the location?
M160. So it's a shooting range in Whitewright, Texas.
Okay.
It's a very nice facility. It's if you think of Elm Fork for skeet shooting, this is of that kind of caliber for for pistol and rifle.
Well, when it's a state competition, it should be the nicest place you can find.
Yeah. And Kevin is the proprietor there, and he just has a fabulous facility. It's very nice, very open.
It was good.
You've got such room to be able to set up really interesting stages, and it was just done very good. Bora was the match director,
Really?
and just he did an awesome job. Adam was the coordinator, and they just put together a fabulous event. We had a lot of fun doing the taxi. From Bay 13 to Bay 1 is quite a trek, especially in 95-degree heat.
Mm-hmm.
So, we ran basically a gator with a trailer on it with hay bales. So
People just hopped on.
So you could take your carts, put it on there, hop on, sit, we drive you around.
Okay.
A lot of people had a lot of fun. Nobody got hurt. There were a couple of folks that had some heat issues, but very, very few. And from what we could tell, everybody had a good time. It was just super nice, super fabulous.
Nice.
Some of these people are just amazing to watch them go through a course.
I bet.
As fast and
At
as
state
accurate as they
competition?
are. Yeah. So, lots of fun. And then you, me, Joya, and a buddy of ours, Jim, are going to be doing a golf outing here pretty soon.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that.
We got some stuff on the horizon.
That's right. Not just cigars and liquor, other stuff as well. So it's been fun. But the lead up to Texas State got pretty darn busy. So it's nice to have that past us so we can relax a little bit and start enjoying things.
Good. That's good. we still haven't celebrated your birthday.
No, we haven't, because a lot of things have been going on. I mean, we had Little Big Smoke. Then the weekend after that was Texas State IDPA. So
then softball tournament. And just kept going on and on and on.
Yeah, lots of stuff happening. It's that time of year. Mm-hmm. So, but lots of fun.
Yeah.
Celebrating my birthday or not, lots of fun.
All right, so first thing I'm going to notice about the cigar, the ash is not white at all.
No.
Terrible.
Dark.
It's terrible, isn't it, Bill?
Dark.
Oh,
dark ash.
Mine's even darker.
Yeah, it is. Man. What'd you do to yours? You must have introduced some Italian to it.
I don't know what happened there. That guy's dark.
Yeah, very dark. And here's mine. Stark comparison. Mine's not white. It's gray.
Yeah.
But it's not gray-black like yours.
Very dark. So I did.
But it's still stacking dimes.
Oh, no, it's a perfect burn.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good burn for me. Maybe it's leaning a little. But
yours looks that way. Mine's not.
It's a 2-degree lean. I did do a little cereal dilution in the...
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I just wanted to remember. I didn't remember all the way down. So in your first dilution, it does get hotter. And then you dilute it again, it gets fruitier, which, it's kind of
and we've noticed several doing that. Several high proofs, first cereal dilution tends to feel hotter.
Yeah.
And then the next cereal dilution brings it right in.
Yeah, I had mentioned it before, but part of me wonders if that's
one,
not just a you thing. Like this happens to you when you have high proof and then you touch it down. Maybe something happens and then you touch it down a bit more and it's better.
I don't know.
I wonder if that's going to happen with every really high proof cereal dilution.
No, but it hasn't happened with every high proof. We have never noticed that off of Bill Picks from Lone Elm.
That's true. Lone Elm doesn't do that.
So it's not every one of them. It's
a lot though.
It's a few.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a lot. I think it's a few. But the 1792 full proof, I love at the full proof.
And the regular.
Yeah, and the regular.
So,
you
cigar.
Cannot go wrong with 1792.
No, this is
not at all.
This is an easy decision to pick up this bottle.
And if you did
again and again,
if you do a blind taste test and the 1792 is a part of it, it's going to rank high every single time.
Yeah, it really is. The cigar, we're a half inch, 3/4 inch in,
and I haven't given a single thought to it.
Okay,
well, it's one of the things about the Brick House. You don't necessarily have to think about it. They are they're just so nice, so comfortable that you can smoke it and enjoy yourself, enjoy your company. They are very nice in that regard.
Well, the first thing I want to report right away is this is a really easy retrohale, like really easy. There's no hit to it at all.
Oh,
this
wow.
is really smooth.
Yeah.
And you should do it frequently because it's a burst of flavor. It's wonderful. It's a little spicy flavor, like baking spices. Reminds me of clove. I like that.
A little spicy, a little woody, maybe a little toast in the retrohale. I'm not getting toast out of the draw, but maybe a little in the retrohale.
I'm the other way. I get clove out of the retrohale, but I get toast in the draw.
And it's kind of I don't know. Probably sounds funny because it's on fire, but it's got kind of a dry taste to it.
So I was going to say powdery. So
okay.
I got like a baby powder kind of thing to it too.
I think we're talking the same thing, just using different language to get there.
Yeah, I was going to say baby powder. But you know what? I got that on first light. I'm not getting it as much now.
Oh no, I'm
So
I'm still getting it.
I wasn't going to mention it because it was in the first, initial light, and I usually give it time to settle in. But if you're getting it even now, well, maybe it persists in some. But it didn't persist in mine. But I got like a baby powder thing going on early.
I've got a ring. Can we focus on this? I've got a ring of a whitish ash on there, and it is pronounced. It just stands out. That's kind of weird.
So with the AC unit on, I've got zero chance of making a smoke ring.
Oh,
the second the smoke comes out, it goes whoosh.
Well, and the fan over there.
Oh, and the fan over there, and that fan there. And we got a lot of fans and filters on today.
Yes.
And that's not a bad thing. That's an awesome thing.
It's 99 degrees outside.
Is it really?
Yeah, my truck all the way home said 99 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know what it's official. I don't know what the official
feel
temperature
like it was
is.
99 out.
But my truck said 99 all the way home.
Huh. Well, it didn't feel 99 out, but in the garage it's quite pleasant.
It is very pleasant.
And that's not just because we have a cigar and liquor.
They need more fans, just pay for them.
Need more fans, just pay for them.
We've got the air conditioner on today, so that probably helps. But I think it's a white enough noise that we can just blot it out in post.
I think we can.
Yeah.
I think we can.
And if we can't, I don't care. I'm comfortable.
Amen to that.
Okay. Anything else that you can think of on the stogie?
No, not really. I can't imagine there isn't a person out there that hasn't had a brick house.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you haven't, you got to try them.
Yeah, I definitely should try them. They're not something you see everywhere, right?
True.
So that's probably why some people maybe haven't picked one up yet. But if you do, you should pick one up. Don't look at it as, who's that? What's that? I don't recognize that. I don't know it. Think of it as, hey, Bill and Daryl told me that this is worth picking up.
Bill and Daryl said you should try it.
And pick it up.
Yep. And the other thing, I mean, when we first started this podcast, we had pigeonholed ourselves
into about 4 or 5 cigars.
Yeah, and since then we have figured out there is no need to pigeonhole yourself into anything.
No.
Cigar or liquor.
I can almost guarantee you if there's something you like, there's something else you like out there even more.
Yeah, there's just a plethora of options for both cigars and liquor. There's no reason not to try something.
And the boutiques are getting more readily available.
Oh, yeah.
Because of mail order, you can go to your boutique main cigar shops and order from them and find it. And you can find anything you want anymore. Even some of the ones where like, oh, this is hard to find. This is a boutique. Guess what? It's online somewhere.
Uh-oh.
You can do it.
Uh-oh. Well, video's shot for this one. And I didn't start the...
That's fine.
Yep.
So, try a Brick House.
Mm-hmm.
Try a number of the cigars that we talk about because they are varieties of spice of life.
Definitely. It's not just spice.
Yeah. Some would say pepper's the spice of life.
I do use a lot of pepper.
You know what? More would probably say salt. Salt adds a lot of flavor to a lot of foods.
I don't salt a whole lot.
No, but have you ever had like salt-free green beans?
No.
Yeah, they sell them. They sell sodium-free green beans.
Oh, yes, I have. I've been told I have.
They are despicable.
The one thing that I almost always add salt to is eggs.
Sure.
I love the combination of a little bit of salt with my eggs.
I like a little bit of salt. Everybody likes a little bit of salt on everything. I can't believe the suicide rate wasn't higher in 1200 AD when nobody really had salt. Can you imagine eating a lot of things we eat today without salt?
Well, they didn't have taste buds back then.
Bliss.
Yeah, I think ignorance might be bliss, but still, imagine porridge without salt.
I don't know that I've ever had porridge.
They probably had butter. Well, okay, how about oatmeal?
Oatmeal. I have had
oatmeal without salt. Imagine grits without salt.
Or sugar.
or
grits,
sugar.
Grits
yeah.
would just be a throwing thing if it didn't have salt.
The human version of monkey poo.
Exactly. I would just use it to throw at people. Or glue. It would be good. It would be a good glue.
You
Just
need
saying.
to start this topic because this topic is right up your alley.
Okay, all right. So, so this is from, again, phys.org. So apparently physics related, but it's kind of not. It's more statistics related.
They have a variety of different things on there, but yeah, it's not everything is gold, but there are some.
Well, the title of this is a very interesting title. It's titled Dungeons and Dragons and Burgers. Really bad outcomes when we don't grasp fractions. So they go back, and we remember this because we're old. Well, you probably don't because you didn't play Dungeons and Dragons, but I do. So in the 80s, there was this huge conspiracy.
You'd have to stick around in a place more than a year and a half to
play with a group of friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. Sorry about that, bud. Everybody
I still
thought
enjoyed my life.
Dungeons and Dragons was evil, and it caused kids to be violent and commit suicide. And there was a bunch of stories of all these suicides. And this person goes through and says, okay, we're not really paying attention. Like, everybody is sensitized. Kids commit suicide, jump on it, kill it, destroy it. No, it's horrible. We can't do anything about this. And he says, here's the actual numbers. Over about five years in the 80s, there were 28 cases of adolescents who played Dungeons and Dragons and committed murder or suicide. There was a loud outcry to ban the game. And it's in theory, it's a good thing to do. We see an effect. We want to stop the cause. But he points out, realize by 1984, so not even halfway through the 80s, 3 million people, teenagers, adults were not playing D&D. 3 million teenagers were playing D&D, and the baseline suicide rate for adolescents over 3 million people would have been about 360 suicides. So if you look at the bottom denominator, which is why it's titled when we don't understand fractions.
Yep.
Dungeons and Dragons was, if anything, protective, because if 28 people who play Dungeons and Dragons out of 3 million committed suicide, and 360 suicides happen per 3 million teenagers on the whole, then Dungeons and Dragons probably helped prevent some suicides. Now, my theory would be it gave you a sense of community, gave you some friends, gave you something to do.
Yes.
But that wasn't appreciated.
Gave you a purpose.
Yeah.
When you didn't have any other means.
But statistically, playing D&D made you less likely to commit suicide, not more likely. But people just saw the numbers and said, "Oh, D&D, this is new," because it was new. I think the original D&D came out in '78. Something like that, and then we had AD&D. It was an expansion module. The first one was red, second one was blue.
AD&D, attention deficit
no,
disorder.
Advanced D&D. So they added some stuff to it before it became a final version. Well, there's never been a final version. But I guess the point was he pointed out you failed to appreciate the real baseline.
Exactly.
You failed to appreciate the real percentage of kids committing suicide outside, if you, as they say in the statistics world, if you control for, right? You control for this, you control for that. You go, well, if you're just looking at teenagers and you think 28 suicides is high for 3 million, that is not true. 360
that's
normally
noise. That's
commit.
noise.
That's a tenth of what normally commit suicide. So we should encourage D&D.
Just so you know, it was first published in 1974.
Woo, okay. But still, this is a mistake in mathematics. And it created a frenzy for no reason.
See,
Well, actually, it created a frenzy because the far right was afraid of us playing with demons.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think it was a mistake in mathematics. I think it was a mistake in perception.
It was. The far right did not like us playing with demons. They saw the pictures of the demons and people drawing, these horrible scenes.
I don't think it was so much the far right as it was the well, it was Christianity.
Okay.
Right.
Sure.
It was all political spectrums that railed against it, but it was all political persuasions that were mostly Christian.
Yeah, I would agree with that because we were dealing with the occult, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The all these fantastical creatures did not exist. A lot of them were evil. That's why you set off to kill them. Now, I think,
and yet, reading a book that dealt with knights slaying dragons was just fun.
Oh, and, the other thing was, wouldn't you have rathered us set out to imaginatively kill demons and horrible creatures? I mean, isn't that what you want?
Rather than
Don't you want us
them,
to slay the dragon? Don't you want us to kill the demon?
Exactly.
Don't you want us to kill the vampire, the lich, the warlock?
Yeah, the end goal is to be the ultimate good guy.
Right. Don't get me wrong, you could be a bad guy.
And you could win being a bad guy.
Here's the thing. It was actually much harder, too, with the way they laid out class and the way they laid out alignment. It was actually probably harder to participate in a group and be something evil because the group would ostracize you. If you actually played your alignment and you were evil, the group would kill you.
The way I understood it was good versus evil.
It was.
And
but you could be a bad character. You could be an evil character.
Yeah, but predominantly it was the more good you were, the better off you were.
It was.
I never played it, but that was my understanding.
Yeah. And I played it a lot. And it was kind of funny because I was like, why are you upset? Because I grew up very, very Catholic. Altar boy, Boy Scout, Catholic grade school. So when I'm playing it and they're upset, you're demons. And I'm like, but we're killing them. Isn't that what we're supposed to do? But again, you might play an evil character, but then everybody in your party, the raiding party, knew you were evil, and they didn't trust you because if you were going to play your alignment, and if you didn't play your alignment, you were punished for it by the god of your alignment. And I mean, the point was, it really pushed you to be good. And they didn't get any of that. I don't know why, but anyway, I like that part of the story, but it is an important note that nobody paid attention to the numbers. They went with a gut feel. And I think that's part of the point of the article, was they went with a gut feel and didn't go with actual information.
And a lot of the same things are happening with video games and guns.
Yeah. It happens with a lot of things.
It just, the same attitudes persist. They're just focusing on different things.
Mm. Yeah, it's a failure to appreciate the scale of the number.
You played Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever stolen a car? Have you ever crashed a car? Have you ever run over a person?
No, but I did learn that if I were going to choose a weapon, it would be a golf club.
Oh, yeah.
You want high weapon speed. That's what you want.
Clubhead speed, baby.
I would go with, here's the thing. Here's the problem in the game. The game made the mistake. The golf club should have broken pretty quickly, right? Golf club's not as strong as a tire iron or a baseball bat, right? So maybe they're a bit slower weapon speed, but the golf club should have broken, right? You should have had to...
Or bent, or...
Yeah, you would have broken it. That is where they made their mistake. Because now everybody has the perception the golf club's the best. And it's the best for probably 2 hits. And then you better pull out the baseball bat. I'm just saying. Yeah. And not like an old... Not like a baseball, but not like an... not like a
Louisville-
MLB.
a Louisville Slugger.
No. You want an aluminum baseball bat.
Oh yeah,
Because that's got much higher weapon speed than a wooden bat because it's so
Yeah.
much lighter and
Yeah.
stronger. You definitely want to go that way.
Yeah, there's a lot more ting and a lot less.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? Yeah, that'd be great, right? if when you the finishing move made a ting noise, that right off the, you don't get from a wooden bat.
No.
No, that's just thud thud thud. You want that clock sound.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want.
Perfect.
I
We
feel
need-
like I got distracted.
We need to take a little break. We need to take a little break. We'll
All right.
be right back.
Enjoy the any time of the day cigar. Drunk Chicken cigars are nub-alicious. So good you'll smoke it to a nub. You can get 10% off your order at drunkchickencigars.com by using the promo code CLM2020.
Hey, we're back. We're back with the second half and the midpoint of the cigar. Bill, tell me what you feel about the cigar. I'm dying to know.
There's no reason not to have a brick house.
Yeah, it's nice.
So the flavor for me really hasn't changed that much. It is rockin' solid. If I'd have known that you were going to go right to me after the break, I wouldn't have ashed it because I had a nice little ash on it. But I did. But I mean, look at that. It's nice all the way around. Burn smooth, great construction. The flavor, still woody, earthy, but really nice. I never got toast out of the draw. I only got toast out of the retro hell. But aside from that, nothing bad to say about this at all. Brick House Maduro, and I love the little fuzzy texture of the wrapper. I think that's awesome.
Fuzzy.
Yeah, well,
Is it? I
I
guess a little,
feel
yeah.
like kinda-
it's textured. I
it's
wouldn't
textured.
call it fuzzy.
Okay, it's not fuzzy, but it's textured. It's not that. It's not the smooth
No, it's a firm.
wrapper.
Yeah.
It's got
It's
a
a little
little
veiny.
texture to it, and there's some other Maduros that also feel that way, and I think it's nice to hold as well as smoke. Try the Brick House.
So in the first third, I had that really smooth retro. The retro has gotten a little more potent. It's a little stronger, and you might ease up on it a little bit. It's still toasty. I'm not getting quite the cloves I got before, so it has morphed a little bit on me. But it's still real smooth. The retro is just a little bit stronger. But good burn, good draw, good smoke.
1792 full proof. I have not diluted it at all. I'm drinking it just straight up.
Yeah, my second one, I did not dilute. I'm warming it, and as it warms, it's getting fruitier, and I'm loving it even more.
It's just you can't
You can't go wrong with the 1792.
I can't state enough how good the 1792 is. Outside of Lone Elm, as far as whiskey labels go, 1792 is one of my tops.
I will note that. Maybe we'll have it more.
It's one of my tops. Don't get me wrong. There are some Balcones that I love. There's some other major brands.
Oh, the lineage is
that
still
I love.
my favorite in fruities.
But the 1792, it fits so nice.
It does.
And it's not. So me being mostly a rum guy, you would think I would lean more towards sweeter whiskeys. The 1792 isn't really a sweet whiskey.
No, I wouldn't call it sweet.
But it's just so nice. This is such a. If you're somebody who's not really a whiskey person, try the 1792. It might lean you that way.
Yeah.
It's just great. And then after you do the regular 1792, do the full proof.
Right.
Do the foolproof.
You know, I think one of the reasons I like the foolproof 1792 is because it gives me that red fruitness, and that's what I love so much about the Lone Elm is the black cherries.
A nice tech support.
Oh, the good color. Yeah, it's good color.
Yeah, nice dark amber going on. It's just wonderful all the way around. If you have not tried the 1792, you need to.
I'm sure people will now.
Tell them Bill told you to.
Okay.
I love that. No matter where I've worked, I tell somebody, I need you to do this. Oh, but we're not supposed to. Tell them Bill told you to. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. No, me too. Tell them Daryl said. Okay, cool. We're good.
Yeah. Oh, Bill told me to. Oh, okay. Somebody even told at the fab we both worked at. Mm-hmm. Somebody told an auditor, "Why do you do this?" Well, Bill told me to.
Bill said.
And so I got
Bill?
I got a call and I went in and they're like, "What's up with this?" I said, "Oh, well, when it does this, you'll see in the spec it says do this, but it's such a it happens so rarely that people are, it fails, but then you do this process." And so I just tell them, do this, tell them Bill told you to. Not a finding, by the way.
Yeah, it's important.
Mm-hmm.
So to remind everyone, check us out on the socials.
Oh, yes.
Sign up
do that.
for our email. You will be registered to win the Drunk Chicken cigars. We do at the top of the week.
Yep. Join our weekly giveaway.
Yep. We have not sent out a mailer yet, so we're not going to harass you.
No. Well, we need something to be able to state a name.
Yeah, and
right?
Drunk Chicken wants to give away cigars and put them in people's hands, and we want to do the same because we love them.
And we want to send them to you. We love sending free stuff. Drunk Chicken cigars are great cigars.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you try them. Try them. They've got a taste for just about everybody.
You know what the best way to try them is?
Free.
Register to be win.
Yeah, get them free in the mail.
Register to be a winner. You guys, it's easy. Okay, so I just forgot we didn't do that when we came back. And
That's right.
We better get that in there.
Yeah, we need to.
We need to.
You got to tell you, it's one of the things you're supposed to do.
Yeah, you're supposed to do it. I mean,
tell people to come to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're bad at that.
We are. At events, we're bad at that.
Yeah, even at events, people. I don't know. We talk to people a lot.
People wind up asking us, and we're like, "Oh yeah, by the way."
Yeah, we're not so lean forward.
We go, we have a good time. We're enjoying people. We're enjoying the company. We're enjoying the cigars.
Right.
We're enjoying the event, and we just kind of
we don't push
space on that stuff.
Yeah.
And then people are like, "Oh well, what are your interests in cigars?" Oh, we do a podcast.
Well, I noticed the day after cigar events, we usually get some listeners.
Get a little bump, yeah.
Yeah. It's probably why we have so many Texas listeners. Because we don't go anywhere. We just stay here. We don't travel.
No. Well,
we got things to do.
We got lives. We got lives going on.
Yeah, the folks that can travel a lot, good on them.
Oh yeah,
they build a lot more listeners.
Happy for them. Glad they can do it. Maybe as we get closer to retirement, we'll start doing that stuff. When you get kids out of the house,
absolutely.
Sure, but right now we got things going on. We got stuff to do.
Now we're settling in.
Yeah,
we're the slow roll. That's what we are.
We're the slow roll, baby. Sometimes the slow rolls are the best.
So why did they mention hamburgers with D&D? D&D and burgers.
Why did they pair D&D and burgers
together? So
together?
this guy specifically mentions A&W restaurants.
Oh, by the way, I like this guy. I'm gonna try to find more articles by this guy. I think he ties stuff together pretty well.
Maybe we can interview him. We pick really weird interviews. But we love all the people we interview. It's the reason we pursue them.
True enough.
I would like to talk to this guy because I'm a statistics person.
We do have I mean, we talk to people, we talk to them about doing interviews, and then life just gets in the way.
It does. It does. We've got a number of people that were like, they're just in the wings.
Yeah.
That we haven't executed on.
But I mean, vacations.
Everything.
Softball, COVID.
Kids, work, COVID.
Yeah, it's just, it's crazy. But, yeah.
So here's the thing.
Burgers.
A&W's not a big chain, but actually they are really good. I do like A&W's.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just very rare to find. They may not even be in business anymore. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know that either.
So this burger joint, A&W Restaurants, if you've never heard of them, set on to take on McDonald's signature sandwich, the Quarter Pounder. And the A&W burger tasted better in blind taste test. It costed less, and it was bigger. And they decided to call it the Third Pound Burger versus the Quarter Pounder, right?
Yep.
And it bombed. A market, post-mortem, they did their research and said the best that they could determine was that people didn't want to buy it because they thought a third of a pound was less than a quarter of a pound because 3 is less than 4.
Yes.
And this is how I introduced my kids to fractions. I said, the bigger the number on the bottom, the smaller the thing.
Yep.
So a seventh is bigger than an eighth because 8 is a bigger number, and as a denominator, it makes everything smaller.
Mm-hmm.
And a kid in 7th grade is like, what? But here's the problem. When you're 30, that shouldn't be a problem for you. But apparently it is.
It is. It is.
And that's terrible. And not just for A&W. It's terrible because people kept buying Quarter Pounders when they could have gotten a bigger burger for less.
Mm-hmm.
That's just sad.
Well, people have a problem with fractions.
They do.
Always. Always have.
And I don't know why, but that's because I'm good at math.
Well, and I mean, so I have worked with a lot of educated folks. Mathematically, you would think inclined folks because they are engineers. And yet, I still have to explain to them what happens when you increase the denominator.
Ugh.
And as soon as you explain it to them, then they get it. But just seeing it,
Right.
they can't.
Well, you know what I found helps?
And hearing it,
Go extreme.
Just hearing it, they can't. You have to write it down and explain it for them to go, yeah.
I think what happens is you have to go to extremes. So you say, okay, what's bigger? You don't go a 7th or a 6th. You go, what's bigger, a half or a 10th? Right? And then they go, oh, well, a half. You go, well, now think about the denominator. Which number's smaller and which number's bigger, right? You have to do extremes for people to see the trend.
Yep.
And you go, well, that's true across the entire trend.
Yes.
Even for an 11th is smaller than a 10th.
Yes.
And it keeps doing that until you get to 1%, which is definitely less than half.
Yeah.
So 1 over 100 is definitely a lot less than 1 over 2.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And 100's really big, right? so that's how I do it. I do extremes.
Bigger than 1.
I do extremes.
Yeah. It doesn't click. It doesn't click as easy. And I think it comes down to how people learn fractions. Let's state it another way. It comes down to how people learn division. Because really that's what a fraction is. A fraction is division.
Yeah.
And if you don't... I think there's a good way to learn basic division and a bad way. I think there's a good way and a bad way to learn basic division. And I think most people are taught the bad way. But if you're if you're taught that division is basically subtraction.
I don't know what
Okay,
you mean by that. I was never taught that way. I mean, that's why I'm good at it.
No. So
Use your words.
division is subtraction. You're taking something away. So you're taking away from the numerator the amount of the denominator.
So the
Or-
other
or
thing,
no,
the other thing I would do is I would say, like when I was trying to
Right,
explain,
because okay, so multiplication is just addition, right? It's a shorthand for addition, right? 5 times 5 is 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5.
sure,
Division is the opposite. So
I see. I was not taught that way.
I wasn't taught that way at first, and it didn't click to me until when it's written out. Saying it sounds crazy, but when it's written out,
Yeah.
it makes complete sense.
So the way I got it through to my kids was I said, okay, when you've got a fraction, that's how many people you have to share your cake with. Okay? Would you
Nice.
rather share your cake with 2 people or 10 people? Would you rather share your cake with Would you rather have just the cake for yourself where the divisor is 1, or would you rather share the cake with 10 people? And they're like, I'd rather not share the cake. Well, then the divisor is 1 is definitely bigger cake, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. So when the divisor is 2, it's a little bit less cake, but it's definitely more cake than sharing it with 10 people, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that helped a lot with teaching the kids.
Ask Siri how to do
Oh yeah, yeah. So we've done that before. So a fun answer, if you love fun, is ask Siri what is 0 divided by 0, and she's got a really great answer. I won't spoil it. You definitely got to hear it coming from her because it's funny.
Yeah, sounds inspired by the Cookie Monster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. But that's what.
I did not
That's
watch.
what I did.
I did not watch a lot of Sesame Street growing up, but I did like Oscar the Grouch.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Oscar's the trash can dude. Right?
Yeah.
yeah, with the cookies.
He's the homeless guy. No, Cookie
No.
Monster has the cookies.
Cookie Monster has cookies.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Oh, Cookie Monster's blue.
Yeah.
Oscar's green.
Yeah, and Oscar's
That's
like a
right.
hoarder.
That's right. I liked Oscar because he was grouchy,
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why he's the Grouch.
which is also why I kind of like Statler and Mordorf and the Muffets
Mm.
because they were grouchy.
That and they had good one-liners.
Oh, yeah, they did. They reminded me of my grandpa, which is why I liked them.
Yeah, by the time I was 15, they reminded me of me. I was a grumpy old man at 15. I would be yelling, "Get off my lawn" at 15.
You'd yell it now if you ever went out into your front yard.
Yeah. Now I yell it at the rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. So here's my grandpa in a nutshell. All right. So I don't know, 7 or something, right? And I'm playing out in the backyard with the dog, and I cut my finger.
Mm.
So I go to Grandpa to get a Band-Aid or something, right? Well, Grandpa takes my hand and leads me to the bathroom. Then he pulls out this milky white bottle, isopropyl alcohol. I didn't know it at the time. Isopropyl alcohol. And he opens up, fills the cap full, and holds my finger over the sink, holds the cap over and says, "Now, if you did anything wrong, this is going to hurt."
Right.
And he pours the alcohol on the open wound.
Yeah, he just didn't want to hear you scream.
And so I go making no
face.
noise, but no noise. Yeah, because I didn't do anything wrong, but it burned like hell. Yep. That was my grandpa. When he found out I was afraid of heights, he made me get on the 12-foot rickety wooden
And then shook
extension
it.
ladder to change light bulbs in the trees. Yeah, don't tell Grandpa what you're afraid of.
Yeah, no, their goal was to make you strong.
Yep. I think it worked. I mean,
Yeah, my wife had a fear of heights, and so her dad would have her climb up the ladders to the I almost said combine, not combine, the storage bins,
the grain elevator.
the grain elevators, and they were the worst ladders ever. I've been on one. They're shit.
Oh, and they're vertical.
And then they're vertical. There's no angle to them.
Nope.
And he'd shake it. And I'm like, damn, that's harsh.
That is harsh.
Oh, turns out, still is afraid of heights. Yep, still afraid of heights. Possibly worse.
Oh, I still have a fear of heights, but what I learned is
That's a healthy fear.
doesn't matter what your fear is. You get up there, you do the job right, you're done, you get down.
Actually, I do have a mild fear of heights. You wouldn't have guessed it when we were doing Pat's porch. But I was not comfortable doing that.
Yeah, especially with the circular saw 2 inches from
2
your
inches
face.
from my face. Yeah, that didn't make it better. But it did make my grip a lot stronger.
I bet it did. I bet it did. Hell, I had a time, so you would get up there and saw it. I would put the ladder up there, get up there, try to secure the ladder, make sure it wouldn't shake around,
Right.
and draw the lines.
You didn't like drawing the lines?
I didn't like doing that.
You would have hated doing the saw.
And I sawed one pole.
Oh, did you? I remember.
Yeah, I sawed one pole. It was the very last pole to saw. I did not care for that at all, but I did it.
Yeah.
You get up there, you do the job, you do it right, you're done, you get down.
Yep. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Amen, brother.
That was my philosophy when I was cutting this. I'm like, okay, just go smooth. Don't let because if a cigar saw binds up, it hops, right?
Or it kicks.
And I didn't want it to kick into my head.
No.
So I was going slow, and I was feeling it out. And if it felt firm, I went a little slower until I went through. Yeah, that was unpleasant.
Yeah, when I did that one, it was right here. I was doing. I did a couple of test swipes. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, and then I turn it on, and then slowly do this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was one of the not fun parts of that build.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. But we just recently sat on that porch for a little big smoke.
Yes, we did.
Oh, it was so nice sitting on it.
Nice.
Oh, loved it.
Best porch in that entire neighborhood.
Oh, for another mile.
No, more than that, I bet.
I'm erring on the side of caution.
Well, every time we go there, I'd look and I'd see these little
8 by
8-foot
8
porches off the back door.
You gotta
And,
excuse yourself around somebody barbecuing. That's not a size porch you want.
Right. And Pat's original porch was huge,
It was, but not in the
not
right way.
not usable.
Yeah,
This is huge and usable.
this one's definitely one of our best.
Yeah.
Good.
Arguably, I think your Dallas house
Oh man.
was awesome.
Well, that was the greatest improvement on the area it was built.
Definitely.
May not have been the best porch, or may have been the best cover, because that's what we built. We built the porch cover.
Yeah.
May not have been the best cover, but it was the best improvement of the area it covered. It was phenomenal.
Now, ours, I enjoyed ours because not only was it big, so Pat's porch is 44 feet long.
42.
44.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're right, 42. I'm sorry. No, you're right. And 12 foot wide.
Yes.
Now
That's a big porch.
Our porch, 16 foot wide, 32 foot long.
Yeah, it's a big porch. That is a restaurant. That's what that is.
But
We built a restaurant porch.
but open.
Yeah.
I talked to somebody from Boise and told them what my nominal roof load was,
Yeah.
and they recommended a size,
Mm-hmm.
and I doubled that.
Yeah, I think.
And ironically, doubling the size of those beams, not that much more money.
No, because they were so enormous to begin with. It was incremental to make them bigger because they were just so big to begin with.
Yeah, these are 2 foot beams,
Yeah.
and they recommended 18 inches.
Yeah.
But the overall size of it is almost double because I didn't do just one beam.
You doubled them.
I doubled them.
Yeah, we sandwiched them.
Yep.
And they were 300 pounds apiece.
Mm-hmm.
So they were substantial.
Yeah. And
They still are.
they still are.
Where they are, they're still substantial.
You thought I was crazy to rent a scissor lift.
Yeah, I did. And then I realized you were so right.
Yeah.
That scissor lift was a godsend.
Mm-hmm. I think Pat really enjoyed that scissor lift.
He really did. Yeah, that was really good. And your porch is enormous. It just the area it covers is epic for a private residence, where it's not a multi-million-dollar house.
True enough. True enough. True enough. It's a. I mean, you could almost. I mean, it's bigger than my first apartment.
Yeah, it is. I've seen bigger porches on the show Narcos, but I think they had more revenue to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so I watched the first episode, Little Big Smoke at Pat's house,
Yeah.
and then came home. We started watching it.
Yeah, I did too.
Now,
I'm just at the end of the first season.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of reading my way through a series.
Oh, I am.
But
Do you know why?
I
My
enjoyed
house
that
is
one.
loud, so I can now read it, and I don't have to worry about not hearing it.
Because
Because everybody blah blah blah, and we have an open concept. I freaking hate open concept. I mean, it's kind of cool, and everybody wants it now, but you can't hear shit anywhere in the house if anybody's doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I like everything being. I also appreciate that they kept it in Spanish because they're, not in America.
You want the last?
Yeah, I'll take the last touch. Oh, another dead soldier.
1792
Hit the dust. Yeah.
down. Oh, I'm not being. Hey, tech support.
Nah, that's all right.
Can I get a
Can I get a what?
1792 down? Foolproof, baby.
Yeah, I
Love that cap.
Yeah. That's a good cap.
Yeah,
You put that cap in a wrist rocket, you're gonna hurt somebody.
Oh yeah, you will. I don't know if you can get it out of the wrist rocket though.
I can. I got really good with wrist rockets when I was a kid.
Subject for another time.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought Narcos was a really good series.
Yeah. I grew up during the era, but I didn't care about the news. I wasn't watching. I didn't care. I thought it was just. Well, firstly, I think the war on drugs is stupid. Just legalize it, and then they won't make so much money at it, and it won't be a problem.
Well, yeah,
Stop it.
anytime they make a war on anything, it just increases
Yeah.
that. So
Think prohibition.
Stop doing that. Exactly. Stop doing that. Yeah, I didn't care for that. And I grew up during that time. I did pay attention to the
I had no
news.
appreciation at just how bloody the entire era was for, everywhere. I mean, everywhere that touched, it was just, well,
it was bad enough. It was bad enough with the gangs prior to the heavy drugs, and then the amount of money.
Yeah, when they moved from weed to coke, it went
it's
crazy.
Yeah, and it's all about the money. You
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
protect the money,
Oh, yep.
and when you have that much money floating around, people go crazy.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
It is, and I mean that it spurns violence.
Yeah, yeah.
It
Yep.
does.
Yep.
But even still, most people not affected by it.
It's true. It's true. Unless you lived somewhere near Pablo Escobar or lived in Miami. Miami was pretty bloody, much bloodier than New York or LA.
Well, or Fort Worth. I spent my teenage years, mid to late '80s, in Fort Worth, and you know they were just going from marijuana being the primary drug to
Yeah.
coke, and I mean Fort Worth had a huge drug task force, gang task force. It was a gang task force. It was
Right.
It used it used funds to fight drugs
Right.
for the gangs because it was the gangs that were dealing. And we had hot spots in Fort Worth
Yep.
for that, and I knew people. I went to school with people that were directly affected.
Yeah.
Not only hooked on it, but people who got shot over it.
Mm.
So
Yeah, so I do kind of like the perspective. I try to imagine and appreciate where the creative licensing is in the show. But there's some things you go, okay, they made a point of that. That was probably based on fact, right? Some key events, right? Killing of some major people where we understand the numbers and the data. Then you go, okay, that was probably just, taken from history. Others, you're like, okay, we have to extrapolate, and we're doing the drama.
Yep.
But it's a good show, and it gave me more perspective of the time I grew up in and that I wasn't paying attention to. Yeah, I really wasn't.
Well, I knew Escobar's name.
Oh, everybody knew Escobar's name.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I knew there was an effort against him, both in the States and in country. Hell, I mean, that's kind of the whole drug trade. I mean, kind of starting with Escobar, but the whole drug trade is the evolution of surveillance.
It is. Yeah.
And it all really kind of started with Escobar.
Yeah. And what's funny is, even though I grew up in it, I should know the outcome. But here's the thing: it was so long ago, and I wasn't paying attention to it. The show was still good for me because I clearly know the ultimate end, but I don't know the details. I don't know when it happened or how it happened or why it happened. So I still will enjoy the show.
I don't remember all that. As the show progressed and they showed certain things, it's like I remember that.
Oh yeah.
I
Every once in a
remember
while,
that.
every once in
Yeah.
a while, you're like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, that was a thing. Yeah.
Well, the storming of the court system, I remembered that. That was on the nightly news every damn day for a week. It was just, I mean, well, back then we didn't have a 24-hour news cycle.
No, we didn't.
Right.
That didn't happen until CNN did the war coverage.
Yeah, which they did the.
Turns out that was largely falsified. I
Yes.
didn't realize that.
Yeah, they did. So it wasn't until.
I mean, it's the
Uh,
equivalent of green
the-
screening. That's what they kind of did.
Yeah, it wasn't until so there was a cameraman that kept a copy of footage. They were in D.C., so the CNN guy that was supposedly in Iraq, and you saw all the stuff happening behind him. Well, he was actually in D.C.
Yeah.
with a green screen and plants off the side, stuff like that.
Right. You wonder how much
and the cameraman
we really have been doing fake news for a long time.
Yeah, and the cameraman kept a copy of footage and released it after he retired, which was smart on his part because good gig, you got to admit. So
made his money, got out, decided to speak the truth.
Yep.
You got to appreciate a whistleblower.
And most people still don't know that that's what happened.
Oh yeah, no, it was largely, there was a lot of fake news going on even back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
It's not new.
Mm-mm.
It's just a new phrase.
But who did CNN? Was that Turner? Who did CNN? I can't remember now.
No, I don't remember.
But I mean, in and of himself, a game changer. In the news cycle. He completely changed the game on how news was delivered. I don't think for the better.
Probably not.
But
at the same time, was it worse if we already were being lied to?
I mean, back then it was called tabloid journalism, and it was called that by the I just picked a scab and
honestly, the irony it might be is that tabloid journalism may have been more accurate.
yeah.
That's the irony. That's the scary part.
It's the sad part.
Sad, scary. It's kind of the same when it comes to news.
Or as Men in Black called it, the hot sheets. Men in Black was a fabulous movie.
It really was. Remember when you used to like Will Smith?
Yes. But I give this to Will Smith. He never went white.
Whatever. Whatever.
That was a Michael Jackson dig.
I just... Anyway, we're about done.
Yes,
we should wrap it up.
Yes, we should.
I'll go ahead and start this time.
Okay.
So the Brick House, as we said before, not the biggest name, but if you find it, you should pick it up. I mean, it's a good smoke, and I really like to be fair, I really generally like Maduros.
Yep.
So I really like the spicy stuff I get out of this, and the baking spices, and all that kind of stuff. The 1792, it's such an easy decision. This should be
Very
a bottle
much
on
so.
Everyone's shelf.
Oh yeah.
This should be as ubiquitous as
doesn't even have to
a
be
mixer.
the foolproof. Just the regular 1792.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the full proof.
Put 1792 on your shelf. You will not be.
Yeah, you will not be disappointed.
Disappointed
It's
at
gonna
all.
Be,
No, 1792 is one of the best liquors out there.
And as far as the pairing, they didn't interfere with each other. They didn't complement each other. They both seem to stand alone for me.
Yeah, not a primo pairing, but on their own, both fabulous. Together went really well. Not a primo pairing. This for me is a good time.
Yeah.
Both of these, both the liquor and the cigar, are things you can sit back and enjoy in company and just relax. And that's what this is all about. This is about relaxing, finding your zen, right? Cigar yoga or whatever it is we called it before.
I'm keeping that. If we kept that before, I remembered just now.
And cigar meditation.
There you go. Cigar meditation.
So this is kind of what it's all about. We sat back, we had these, we enjoyed them. We did talk about them but we enjoyed them so much, we went on all kinds of topics. And that's what this is all about.
That's what everything about being in a lounge.
Yeah, and the Brick House, I wouldn't call Brick House a boutique.
No.
They are out there, they are prevalent.
Yeah.
But not something you hear about everywhere. But you should, if you haven't tried the Brick House, you've got to try the Brick House. I do enjoy the Maduro Brick House. I don't know what else to say. We're
All
there.
right, there you go.
Oh, we need music.
I feel better.
We need music, man. Gotta have music. Go ahead.
I feel better.
Heck yeah. I like our music.
I do too.